all night, but before we do that, let's crash into that. We can do it right if it takes all night, but before we do that, let's crash into that. We can do it right if it takes all night, but before we do that, let's crash into that. We can do it right if it takes all night, but before we do that, let's crash into that. Let's crash into that. Let's crash into that. Let's crash into that.
Ooh, seven. We're back. What's up? You guys hear me? Oscar, it's been a minute. It has been a minute, sir. All right, what is going on? Finally the weekend. All right, here we go. All right. Let me see. That should be pause okay. All right. Let me make some adjustments. Good old Windows, man. Good old Windows. Some things never change. Some things never change. Good old Windows. Gotta love it or hate it. All right. Still low? Holy smokes. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. That 20-second delay. All right. So where are we with Star Citizen? You know where we are. You've been on it longer than me. Um, some updates with mining, salvage, I guess, and yeah, audio, man. Um, just overall, we're looking at 4.7 crafting inventory updates in regards to how do we refine our materials in order to make armor, weapons, or to repair, provide maintenance to. But it's totally going to expand to the point where there's it goes to inorganic material to probably organics, meaning medicinals, pharmaceutical properties and items for health, and then that's going to bleed into the full medical aspect. What they're taking with inventory and crafting, they're going to parlay that over to the segue for that will be medical organics. It's a framework that they can apply to that process, which will take on its own method or process, which would be medical. And I think that's going to be a revolutionized process overall to make medical that concept of what they wanted from the early concepts of the cybernetic parts and things of that nature. Test something here.
Mining mode off.
Okay, why am I not moving? Let's see.
Shield on.
Okay, there's some I added another peripheral to my control system, so bear with me. See what's going on here. So in order to incorporate it, I basically had to revamp. There we go. And reintegrate everything. I take that back. I added 2 more peripherals. 2 more. It's inverted. Okay, that's fine. Let's see. Well, I have the brake working. Okay, why are you not responding to? Oh, maybe I did not save. Let's see here. So I'm going to take a look. I have yet to use the salvage ship. The Moth. Was it multi-operational? Man, what is the acronym? Multi-tech, multi-operational, multi-operational, T something. Yeah, I gotta remember that one. There we go. Nope. Okay, yep, we're good. We're good. Let's see, strafe back. Yeah, strafing is in effect. As they call it, strafing. Throttle, okay. Let me look at that acronym again. I need to get that. The new UI on, what is that, Chimpasta? Is this with the, is this with inventory? Yes. I think you're really going to enjoy that. I think you're going to enjoy it. It's cleaner. It's really clean. Yeah, it's very clean. It's very clean. It's very snappy. Yeah, you're gonna dig it. You're gonna dig it. Yeah, you should be. I think there's something to be said about the type of players we have and the distinct type, which is a fact. They'll get into the game and they will grind and they will not stop because they're excited. It's like an endorphin rush of excitement. They will not stop playing and playing and playing. And then they literally run in head first into a wall and say, okay, I'm not playing anymore. I'm burned out. Yeah, and if it's clunky, I think there's something to be said about functionality first and then refinement later. Yep. So tier 0 of it is going to be the progression of refining it and getting the proper feedback. Not the it sucks. Not the this sucks. But the hey, if you could, adjust this, play this back out a little more, minimize that. The appropriate feedback, then I think it's gonna be very successful. I think with the personality, one of the personality types that play the game, they are grinding or they're addictive. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like they get in and they run every 7 days a week, as much as they can without getting sleep, and then they hit the wall to say, "Hey, I'm burned out." Oh yeah, Chris. Yeah, they put that as a tentative on the roadmap, but and then also Chris was in Australia, as you all know. He said, "Hey, we're getting it." Benoit alluded to that they're going to go for it. I think there's opportunity for them right there to come through and get it going, and knowing that we got a couple of days left, actually one more day of this month, that they're gonna heavily look at the tech preview PTU as a means and a way to get it dialed in for 4.7, obviously, right? Yeah, we're definitely getting crafting and inventory. They work hand in hand, no doubt about that. We're getting both. Oh my gosh, that's got to be Trent when he says, "I'm hearing the Benjamin Button statements." That's got to be Trent. Oh my God. Yep, Trenton the Spirit. 07, sir. Yeah, sometimes Star Citizen make you young again, man. Sometimes it ages you like fast. But that's the game in itself. That is Star Citizen for you. Just getting a feel for it again. But yeah, crafting is coming. And again, I didn't close the loop on that conversation. It's basically you're gonna have personalities that jump in a game for something new, and they're gonna grind the hell out of it with excitement and enthusiasm, and then it's going to wear off. If they're going to hit a hard wall, and then basically it's a thing of, hey, I'm not excited anymore, I'm burned out, I'm ready to stop, basically. So with inventory and refining of those inventoried items, crafting, the grinders or the personalities that will want to jump in the game and just play almost 24/7, this is a welcoming feature. She's at 45. 61. Yesterday was a birthday. 61. Yeah. 6'1". Pretty soon I will be Kimmy 65. Spit it out. Can you believe it? I'm older than Chris Roberts. Oh, 07. Thank you. He said, whoa. Oh, what's the secret? Star Citizen. you know those futuristic drugs and all that stuff they have in the future, man. I'm tapping off of the 29, 40 something, 50 something, 55, 56 stuff. Oh yeah. Star Citizen. Well, you can believe that. That's okay. I'll accept that. Just believe that. That's fine. I'm okay with that. We're okay with that. We're all okay with that. Let's say 35. Let me see. Yeah, let's go for 33. I wouldn't say it if I didn't mean it. I'm not making fun. Facts, man. Facts. Oh my gosh. No, we agreed on this. 33. 33.
Quantum travel complete.
I guess that would be a catch for someone my age. Or not. I don't know. They probably would say, nope, he's not for me. Yes, 33. We're going to 33 that thing, man. All right, let's look for some rocks, y'all. Okay, here we go. We got rocks in the house. Rocks in the house. Rocks are rocks. I'm going to try the moth. What's the acronym? Forever Alphaville, baby. I love Alphaville. Okay, let me check my strafe thing here. Let me check on my strafe. See if it's there. Just reacclimating my okay, there we go. 6 offs SC. There we go. 6 off SC. There we go. We're strafing, baby. We're strafing. I see the thrusters. There we go. Yes. Star Citizen keeps me young. All right. Look at that. We got a rock to mine. And speaking of which, you know, they're talking about giving love to the refueling ship. What was it yesterday on audio? Jared alluded to that there's an Origin ship coming in a couple of months. Hey, I'm gonna grab my tea, man. That's another thing. Drink tea, people, and coffee. Good organic coffee. Good for your gut. I don't put my BRB screen up because I'm gonna grab some tea. A spot of tea. I'll be right back, mates. Cheers. Ship's not destroyed. Imagine that. Toys 07. Maple syrup, real cinnamon sticks. Family business in Quebec. It'll be around 3 to 9 days. Nice. Oh yeah, I love me some maple. Toys, it'll change your life. Mom said they brought. She's mom, man. She's mom, Trent. She's mom. Spirit over everything. She's mom. Uh-oh, you got Toy's attention on that one. The cognac whiskey bourbon maple. He said this service is running amazing. 112 people in it. That's pretty cool. They said that they were gonna. Well, Chris blurbed that they're gonna get server meshing out this year, but it's technically yes. It's a kind of like what Benoit said. It's a quasi version of server meshing. So player counts will go up. The Alliance, I have not. I think I took a little bit of info from it. Oh shit! What? Wait a minute. Oh wait a minute. I must be in decouple. No, I'm in couple. Why am I drifting like this? I'm lucky I didn't damage the, I might have damaged it. No? Okay, this is, oh yeah, this is Taurite. 58%, 41% inert. Okay, let's go for it. Well, it's our we already have the static server meshing. We already have static. Basically, the objects that will, like the planets and placement, having servers placed out in like certain areas of space. You know, that's already there. He's talking about the version where, let's say, like you, for example, you just said there's only 112 people on the server. So all of a sudden, it ramps up to 500 or goes beyond that. Then another server comes online and then merges with that and gives, and then it doesn't ask for the authority, but it complies with the current authority of that server that's holding those player counts that are rising up. They'll merge, and then it'll feel as though everything is still as snappy as it was prior to the uptick in volume of people getting on. Yes, but it's not the full. I know that's what I was saying. It's not the full dynamic. Go back to Benoit. He's saying it's a quasi dynamic server meshing, and Chris said dynamic server meshing. So, but you know what though? Maybe they've been doing internal testing. Maybe they have gotten that figured out. So Chris could be right. He could very well be right. You know, he could very well be right by saying dynamic server meshing. But we will see. But the good news to it all is we are getting. I gotta invert this. We are getting the an upgrade to the server meshing tech. I'll say it that way. We're getting the upgrade. It's coming this year. I'm excited though. But what they'll need is they're going to need the social tools to tie into that as well, because when those player counts go up, when those player counts come up, they want the social tools to tie into that and be a part of the game. You'd have all these numbers of players in the game, and you can't speak with them through the game. It's going to be awesome. I think when you're talking about orgs now deploying, battle squadrons deploying, and then all the optimizations that they're currently applying, you're going to see those epic space battles that Chris is going to be giddy about. He's going to be giddy about it, because that's part of his vision of seeing like those Star Wars type of space battles taking place. And then I think to cap it off, at some point we will get the base building, so then people can kind of plop down as an org, and then they're deploying not from the generic locations from the game, but they're spawning in from their bases and things of that nature. But then here was a one thing that I think that was huge that Benoit mentioned, and I think this is I wanted to say this a while ago, but now it comes back to me, right? This is so important. He's saying that they're working on the instancing of players, right? So let's say you log out somewhere on the planet, you're standing there, right? You can log out, and then sometime at some point you want to come back into the game. You're right where you left off. It's that same thing that Chris talked about a long time ago about the coffee cup. I don't want to say debacle, but the coffee cup effect. You log out, the coffee cup is back there. That conversation has come full circle, right? Benoit recently said he wants the actual people to, have instancing. They're testing it through the hangar instancing and things of that nature, and mission instancing, right, where you pick up where you left off, you spawn in. But they want to get it down to the granular level of the actual player. Why is this so important, chat? Why is that a big deal, right? This is why it's a big deal. As we're ramping up with player counts and things of that nature, imagine you're going out on a mission with your crew members on a multi-crewed ship. You log out, or you all log out on the ship, because now player instancing happens. Then all of a sudden you all coordinate and say, hey, Friday we're all set to get back into the game. You all log in back onto the ship, because of player instancing will allow that. That is incredibly huge. That's a big deal. That's why Benoit is doing it. That's why Chris said that from the beginning. The coffee cup effect. Yes, the audio, they're like the unspoken heroes. They are, right? Audio is a big deal. I mean, you only recognize it if it's epic or it's something otherworldly. But the bad part of it is you notice it if it's really bad or it's problematic, right? But yeah, the unsung heroes. But I think to that conversation, the sound effects, right? It's incredible, but we don't give it enough credit. But when you're playing the game and you experience something, or you interact with something that's alien in nature, or you start that new ship up, that brand new ship up, and that sound is very distinct. Case in point, the Alpha Wolf, the what is that? The what name brand is that? The trying trying to remember the branding of that wolf. Yes, what is that? Kruger. Man, the wolf sounds amazing. In audio, we hear. Yeah, it is amazing. The Kruger wolf, man. The alpha wolf and the wolf. It sounds amazing, right? Yes, Kruger. Yep. Yes, that's the manufacturer, like the Archimedes. They did the Archimedes for the Constellation, and is another one too for the Andromeda and the Aquila. They were manufacturers that did the parasite ships or the connecting ships. Now they're branching out to say, hey, we have our own brand. So there's another one that's coming out by them. It's called the Mantis. So I would imagine it's a bombing ship of some sort. Yes. Yeah, it is. The sound team, they're coming in. They're saying, I did pick up that they said they do respect the work that was done before them, right? It's not them going in and saying, hey, I'm going to rip it out and revamp it. It's more of a refining of it, utilizing the new tech that's going to help with scale and things of that nature, right? But I thought it was freaking incredible. Some of the things that they're doing.
Fracturing mode on. Warning, power critical.
I need that Taurite and that Terranite.
Warning,
Oh shit! Oh man, that's a scratch. That's a scratch.
critical.
Damn, it ramped up too fast. Vaporized it. You know what? It's the changes in mining. They did say it's not the same old mining. I see that now. I gotta be careful. Catfish. Does my stupid microphone work? Oh, it does. Oh, definitely a Payday soundtrack. This is Wikipedia. This is Wikipedia's music. But yeah, I think people say the word feature creep. I think what we're looking at is something that will probably be not done again by hand anymore. This is an art and a craft right now, and it's going to stay that way. It's a ever changing, ever evolving, ever growing game engine until they can't add anything else to it. And even then, it may morph into something else. But I think these ideas of it has to have this mark and it's done. This is ongoing. This is no, well, until you get to this, then you're done. Da da da. No, it's ongoing. And that's Star Citizen. I think one of the recent things people, Chris mentioned, he's gonna want full VR come Squadron 42. So I would like some exclusive ships that you can't buy, but you have to build. Oh, craft them. Yeah. Maybe to some extent, parts or blueprints that you can not capture, but collect and then make an amalgamation. Kind of what the Shiv is like, right? Graze is giving us a template of it being a possible thing. I think until they're done with actually making ships, I think once that's over, we may have the ability to take an amalgamation of different blueprints and craft something. Kind of what the success of what Starfield was all about, right? But right now, they're into the well. We gotta make our money with making ships first. They're not gonna just hand it over right away. That won't be handed over. I tell you, man. It is officially the weekend, Shapasta. We are here. We can go ahead and kick back a little bit. We can. We can. This is weekend. This is the weekend. What's that 80 song? Mike and the Mechanics. Is it Mike and the Mechanics? Everybody's working for the weekend. I don't know. It was catchy, man. It wasn't one of those things where it just immediately grabbed you and say, "Hey, that's a great song." But you would hear it and hear it and hear it and hear it, and then all of a sudden it had that hook, and then you started getting into the hook. That was it. It was a wrap. You were done. Everybody's working for the weekend. Da, 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 da. Oh, it might be before some of y'all's time. Sorry. 80 song. Oh, I knew I had to invert this thing. A lot of inversions I got to do. Basically building out my sticks on the fly. Anyone I say that's into if you're serious about flying your ships and such, understand what your controls are about. It's going to be some blood, sweat, and tears, but once you get acclimated, it's a fun thing. It's a fun thing. It's a game in itself. But I think and suspect, because Benoit said it himself, and it's kind of like what the passion is kind of, I feel like it's the same passion that Sylvan had. There we go, look at that. It was the same passion that Sylvan had towards VR, and Trent is a big fan of VR. I'm not on the fence. I'm eventually I will be getting the VR system, but I don't know which one to go with. People are talking. I'm hearing different things, but I'm gonna do the research and figure out the one that's for me. But with that said, you know, the sticks, the key bindings, the GUI, graphical user interface integrated with your sticks, that's going to come at some point, because why? It's a big deal for Benoit. Benoit said it himself. I want that. I get into heated debates with other devs in the studio about it. So it's like, yeah, we need it. It's a long time coming. I'm not gonna break that one, but yeah, VR is great. I'm hearing a lot of good things. But Chris said, you can reach out and touch Julia Anderson. he was about to get himself in trouble. That was so hilarious. You can reach out and touch Julian Anderson herself. Chris is a bad boy, man. Chris is a technical bad boy. They put him in the bad boy house, but I didn't get him in the doghouse with Sandy. What do you mean by that, Chris? But I think that's a market that, everybody talked about. Hey, Star Citizen will eventually go and become part of the console aspect of playing the game, especially Squadron 42. But I think we were blindsided with the VR becoming the console effect for Squadron 42. And we are VR. Ready Player One. And Chris said, he said this is his Ready Player One. He knows, man. He's acclimated, right? He's acclimated. He knows. This is Ready Player One for him, for us. So that's pretty damn good, man. And I'm finding impossible rocks. Let's see. Oh, that's a 22K right there. What do we have here? Torite. Not impossible. Okay, I'm registering. Go in a little bit. Yeah, new changes for the mining now. So I have to be careful. Let me see what's behind me. Nothing. I can back away as fast as I can if I need to.
Warning. Power critical.
I got that warning.
Power critical.
There we go. Nice break. Flashed on the shield. Not too bad. The only reason I've spent so much money on Star Citizen is because when I first got introduced to it, Ready Player One was all I could think of. Yeah, and I think you're thinking right on the lines of Chris. He said the same thing over in Australia. Sandy Rogers was giving him the side when he said, "You can reach out and touch Gilligan's." He didn't say ass. He did not say ass. Less than $300 short of 80 quid. Oh wow, USDA. Oh wow. Now, is that in the game, Trent, or is that you're talking about the VR set? Real money. Nice. I think I think that's gonna be an ongoing thing, Trent. I mean, the more things they do right with the game, the more the wallets will open, and that only. I mean, it is what it is, right? That's going to be the case. More new shiny things and more things to do, more ways to play. People will be open to purchasing things, and it's not about the gaining. Well, to some, it's about gaining the advantage, right? For some, it's a narrative of competitiveness, right? But then there's also the narrative of, hey, I have the newest shiny. Or it's a thing of, hey, I can use this and do this in the game type of feel or aspect. And I think they supply all those causes or reasons why to make purchases. But they got to stay innovative. They have to stay creative. I politicked for an Origin pharmaceutical machine that can take, alchemy, basically chemistry, and make drugs, right? Good ones, bad ones. It's all based on what you want to do in game, or both. Like the Guardians of the Galaxy, do a little bit of good, do a little bit of bad. Some people will call this shit Breaking Bad. Right? But yeah, that gameplay, I think it fits the narrative of Origin for sure. Yeah, it's a beautiful game, and that's so correct. That's the allure. It is so freaking beautiful, man. When you look at things, there's an art term called tactile. It's tactile, meaning I see metal. I've touched metal. And that's a tactile quality right there. And I'm not touching it. It's an animation, right? It's a drawing, but the tactile quality in my brain tells me that's metal, and I know what it feels like. That's beautiful. That's art. Oh, you installed DLS 4.5? Is that a new update, Toys? Oh, it sounds funny. Tactile dysfunction. Oh, wah, wah, wah. Oh, that is a bad joke. Isn't there a pill for that? The red pill or the blue pill? Hey, I'm good, man. I am good. What is going on, man? What is happening right now? Holy smokes. What is happening right now? Oh my gosh. Yeah, it is a different feel for mining. It feels good. Oh yeah, I gotta see about that, downloading it. I don't know if I have the new version or not, Toys. I'll check. And also the smooth. There's a smooth game smooth feature in there too. That's working now. Smooth motion or something of that nature.
Warning, power critical. Warning, power critical.
It's tremendous. Trolling. So what are your thoughts on one rock, one mineral type? Explain that, Shimpasta. One rock, one mineral type. You're saying it's not an amalgamation. It's not basically like a sediment type or well, what's
Extraction mode on.
there? But see, in real life, there's a amalgamation of rocks because it's sediments, and they all cluster together to become a new rock. So I don't know. For gameplay, yeah, it's all right, but if you're doing some sort of like physics types, that could be, but you know what though? Oh, smooth, more lag. Oh wow. But now, okay, I see what you're saying. One rock is one type of rock. I think because they're planning on, maybe the Genesis system is dictating that, Shimpasta. It might be a dictation of Genesis and scaling, right? And they have to capture a cluster of these rocks are going to be this. When you're talking about one rock having multiples in it, I think it may tie up the data or get it confused, or it opens the doors for possibly more bugs that shouldn't be in game as far as rocks. That could be the systemic issue from maybe the previous issues with mining. So I would say it would be more of a gameplay feature limitation as opposed to saying, I'm going to do it this way because I want to do the gameplay this way. It could be based upon technical limitations, prior to them setting up scale. So when they scale, they're going to have a cluster here, cluster there, cluster there, cluster there. But it will also allow them to dynamically do the veins. So in other words, when you extract everything and it's gone, then dynamically it will replenish to a different area. So it's almost like what is that ping pong shuffle cup thing with the 3 cups, and you're trying to find an example. You're trying to find the particular quantanium or the said element that's going to help with your crafting. You're going to have to find where the cup is. I like the change. It says Twix by Design 07. Left or right, Twix? What are we talking about? The change is good, or it's okay for now. I'm messing, man. 07, Twix. Welcome, man. Been a minute. How you been doing? How's everyone, matter of fact? How is everyone? Wish you all well. And that your journey in life is only to strengthen and make you better. The challenges that are before you all, I know it's there. But I wish you all the best in that endeavor, because you're going to be a more stronger, more caring, more profitable, more informed individual. So 07 to y'all. Let's make it happen, Cap. But yeah, I think their path towards 1.0, I think it's clearer than ever. Not that it's going to be without its own issues and problems, right? But that path is more clear than ever. I think this year is going to be a huge year. Dare I say this? Dare I say this? There's a strong possibility. No, I take that back. There is perchance, there is a possibility that with CIG wanting to incorporate VR fully into the game of Squadron 42, it will probably delay it or set it back to set the release date back a bit. Twix says mining feels more like an advanced gem mining, and it's a natural progression. Yeah, I think it opens the supply and demand to Twix. I think it also I'm gonna get back to my statement about VR and Squadron 42, but with mining, imagine they're gonna have the tools, utilities, and things for mining at your home base, right? Base building. You'll have a facility that you can build up, and it will mine, and you use the what is that tool? The survey tool, and you can find out what minerals or elements are in that location that you want to settle in, whether it's permanently or temporarily. So I think the way that they're making rocks or minerals, it allows them to shuffle around dynamically the resources so that supply and demand can be implemented into the game, which will then help with the dynamic economy as well. So things are opening up, and their visions for things are becoming more clear. Some of us will agree with it, some of us will not agree with it. But that's part of it. That's part of the process. And and it's okay to be in disagreement with some things that are being brought online. Oh shit, what's going on? I got enemies in the area. Oh boy. I don't want to get hit by nothing. Putting shields up. Okay. They got enemy markers for some reason. Let me find out what that is. Weapon systems are locked. I see those markers, man, and that's like, okay, what's going on? Holy crap. Okay, there's my hangar down there.
Docking procedure started. Docking denied.
What?
Landing gear down.
She said docking denied. Okay. I may keep strafe off my left stick altogether and just get the muscle memory of using pedals to strafe left and right so they take torque off of the sticks itself and the springs. I think I'm gonna do that and not use it. Why did Shimpasta gasp? What was the gasp? Repairs. Oh, that was lamp. Oh, I incorporated lamp and exit seat at the same time. Oh, I gotta shift lamp to the other button. That's fine. Door was a little weird. Oh yeah. I mean, Squadron 42. Yeah, it's possible that it could be delayed. It is very possible.
Welcome to the ASOC Vehicle Retrieval System.
Oh, it's still at that processing center.
Your vehicle has
All right.
moved to our storage facility.
Oh, did I crash? I think I crashed, maybe. Or it could be an interference with my control. I don't know. Triggered something. I'm not gonna be quick to blame it on CIG. But yeah, that's a possibility for, well, do you really want them to go against GTA 6? Do you really want them to go against, I mean, go up against that kind of competition? I don't want them to do that. Here's the thing, and I thought this was my thoughts too, Shimpasta, in regards to potentially Squadron 42 being delayed or taking a little longer due to the VR experience being fully implemented. I think that was the hint. You can't deny that's a possibility of that. But the thing that reconciled that, I thought of it and I didn't get stuck on, hey, it's delayed and whoop, I'm salty about it and I'm stuck on just that's gotten me upset. The way I reconciled that was, well, with them bringing in dynamic, and that was very clever from Chris, saying that the dynamic server meshing is coming, the inventory crafting is coming, which is not a part of Squadron 42. He stated it's not a part of that, taking the hint. But then the ships that are coming, more integration of what is 1.0, right? All the updates that are coming. And if they really get things dialed in sufficiently, why would you worry about the progress of Squadron 42, knowing that now more than ever you have a more playable game that is the persistent universe. You have the social tools, you have player counts up, you have testing for base building, you have fully implemented inventory and crafting integrated into the game, and it's tier 0 only. More ships. So with that said, it will be the perfect destination while you wait for Squadron 42 to be its best version. And I think that's okay. That's not okay, but but yeah, I think with that said, they know they have to improve on all aspects of the persistent universe. If there comes an official announcement to say, okay, we're going to announce Squadron 42 in 2027, 2028, but at the same time, I'm good with that because it has no interference from Grand Theft Auto 6. I'm okay with that. And I have a more playable persistent universe. Also, the commissioning of the flight model, it's officially out, things of that nature. Then I'm good, man. I can wait on Squadron 42 because I'm playing so much of Star Citizen. Dynamic economy. I'm okay with Squadron 42 because that also allows me to get my VR headset. I mean, I can if push come to shove, I could get it now. I'm gonna wait. And now I'm like, okay, yeah, get the VR experience, because I'm gonna VR my Squadron 42 experience and really immerse myself and kind of like get myself into a different type of gameplay field or environment with VR in Squadron 42. So what better way to get into Squadron 42 other than VR for the very first time? That would be fun. And this is mostly Tourite. And the processes have changed a little bit. Dynex solventation is not what they changed it. It used to be low speed, uh, high yield, low cost. It's different now. So I'm trying to let me see. Is it the you got Dynex? Okay, let's go through the methods. Cormac method. You're going to get high speed of refining. There's going to be a moderate cost. The low yield. I guess in a situation where you have to get it quick and fast, you're in a hostile situation area, you want to grab your stuff quick and go. Dynex solventation, low speed, high cost, high yield. It's like, yeah, it's going to cost a lot, but you're going to get some good money back from it. But I don't know about this process now. It used to be the go-to method. I'm not so sure now. Thermonatic deposition, high speed, high cost, moderate yield. You got to get it and go. That's all I can say with thermonatic deposition. Come up with these names. XCR reaction, high speed, high cost, low yield. Dun dun dun. Hell no. I would not use that for any reason at all. That's like a get it and go, and I don't care. I just want to get something to get me back on my feet. And it's maybe you found, maybe in this situation you found junk materials, right? Because the economy, supply and demand, there's only junk materials out there. You want to get it over with and get your money quick, or you have severe damages with your systems, whatever the case, and you just need it for crafting, so you don't care. Gaskin process, low speed, moderate cost, high yield. Yeah, that's negotiable because you get high yield, but it's low speed though. It's like, if you need it, you're stuck in a place where it's rare item or a quartz. You know, you need it for your armor repair or something. You're gonna go with it. Kazan winnowing, low speed, moderate cost, high yield. Same thing. Kazan, I think I've said this. Kazan winnowing, moderate speed, moderate cost, moderate yield, right across the board. Fast is going to pay out. Very low speed, low cost, high yield. Pyrometric chromolysis is going to probably be my. It's the new Dynex solventation. Yeah, pyrometric. Ferrin exchange, low speed, low cost, moderate yield. Electrostauralysis, moderate speed, low cost, low yield. No thanks. So pyrometric is my way to go. Very low speed, low cost, but it's a high yield. I gotta have that.
Safety notice. Please follow this.
About that bottom line, man. About the bottom line. Okay, 55 minutes, not bad. So I see the differences now. They 55 minutes. That's pretty good. And then I have to get rid of the ore, the inert material. So you got to sell that off. Okay. I'm refined. It's one UEC. Is that the right ship? Let me see. That was just one in there. Let's try the other one. Okay. Inert. That's more like it. There it is. 16 UEC. I cleared out the tank. I like this refinery because it's compact. You can get down to business, man. You come in, it's there, the station's there, get in and get out. Nobody got time for all that running around. Let's see, sustenance. Got my hat, my helmet on my hip. 21%. Let's get some sustenance. Make that UEC. Get another drink in me. Let's see here. %.
Safety notice. Please follow designated routes and refrain from approaching
Right.
tanks.
All right. But yeah, I think the industrialist, is that the new narrative for or the career path that CIG came up with now? Because we with the Drake Clipper, I like to say it that way, the Clipper. With the Clipper, they introduced the generalist, like I guess almost like jack of all trades, or just going out there and being prepared as best as possible, generalist. And then you have industrialist, which is I think it's going to feed into the 1.0 narrative of your career paths. I think that's the thing why they're establishing that is apparent, because 1.0, you have those career paths, those established career paths, and we may see more emerge that will be a part of 1.0. You know, it's an initial branch of, hey, we're ground zero at Star Citizen, the persistent universe, and we have these established paths that's going to direct you to how you want to play the game and how you're going to establish your reputation. So you're talking about industrialists, you know, you're a cargo runner, you're a miner, you're a salvager, and a number of other things that will tie into that branch. Science, I think science is one other where you're getting into medicinals, pharmaceuticals, crafting of organic materials that will supply the drug and, you know, contraband aspects of Star Citizen, right? Science and medicine, it's all intertwined. I think that'll be a legitimate path too for players. Finding out what ails a person, what helps them, what enhances them, what keeps their stamina and things of that nature at its peak. And then the recreational pharmaceuticals, which is deemed as contraband, that the only use is deliver it or sell it, and it has a high value because if it's illegal. And then you run into, it bleeds over to the cargo aspect, but then the other side of cargo running is what? Smuggling, right? The smuggling aspect comes into play. You're smuggling. So, yeah, then you really got to, the data runners. I think that could be part of it too, and bringing them back to life. Uh, the Drake, what is that? The Drake Herald, the Mercury Star Runner, and other ships that now they can come up with the ideas of, I need smuggling type ships that are fast. They're big engines. They have a lot of density in their hulls because the UEE is going to be chasing us, and we have to get in and get out of hostile locations or delivering contraband over to Pyro because people feel bad. They're in bad conditions and they want to make the pain, the mental and the physical pain, go away. So you sell that contraband to them at high prices. And so they're going to be coming after you. There should be trackers coming, knowing that they're scanning your stuff and that you're going to be chased, that kind of thing. That thrill of the moment, that adrenaline rush. I think that says something about the gameplay of Star Citizen. I think it can also parlay over to the the Starliner as well, but with people. I would say even like transporting criminals, the Starliner can reinvent itself, not just for passengers, but moving prisoners from one max prison to the other, and their compadres are trying to free them, and you got to get those prisoners from one prison's place to the other. That's an aspect of the Starliner that no one talked about, but I think it will incorporate and makes for some great gameplay. Hello, Jared. I'm talking to you. Those aspects of bringing the Starliner in, making those runs of passengers or dignitaries or, important people to, take and, getting them there safe. And the word gets out that this speaker or the Senate member wants to speak on this, and pirates get a wind of it. You got to get them there safe. You got to make, and if the more systems we get, right, the more systems we have, the farther those journeys can, go. And maybe there's stop gaps where you stop and then you get repairs. It's safe for the moment, but your journey is several star systems away. Whoa, that's gonna be interesting, man. No pressure at all. More systems to come for that. Oh, they changed it. It's right in front of you now. That's fine. I used to have to look at the door. Some habits do not change. All right. Let's go now.
Hello, how can Miss help you today? Systems
Avenger 676. What up, fool? What's up? How have you been, man? What is going on? How are you? How's Star Citizen treating you, Scavenger? aka Scavenger 676. How is the game treating you, sir?
Launch sequence complete.
Oh yeah, I saw that bug. The Aurora. Wait a minute, the Aurora. You always had the Aurora, right? So you have the gold standard now. Wink, wink. That's the joke. It's gold standard. Make the gold standard. Yeah. 4.7. They should. It should have been a hot fix, but yeah, it looks like they want to go back and really dial it in. So 4.7, I should see. We should see where it is right. But I also think 4.7, we possibly may see the Mark II version of the Aurora as well. But yeah, I think all good intentions were a part of that update for the Aurora. The the steps, the headroom, and things of that nature. Yeah, they're trying to get this thing scheduled, and at the same time, with that scheduling, they're trying to get it to a point where they have the quality along with the release, right? And it's not a one-to-one experience, unfortunately. What? You have all five Whoa, what's going on here? That is not gameplay. This is someone who is spending money. Okay. 1 second. I gotta refresh my tea. Be right back. That is hilarious, man. You caught the Star Citizen bug. Oh my god. That is hilarious. Be right back, chat. He's got all of them. Oh my god. I am back. Wait a minute, you're saying... Okay, let me see. I'm listening. You're saying I have all five of the Auroras currently. Just the ES is in game. Just got the ES in game. Big problem is the glitch with the wormhole. That's a first. I keep going in a loop while moving to another location. I would suspect that what they did with the update to the Aurora, something may be off with that. That could be the culprit potentially. QOQ, what's QOQ? Wow. 150 in your server. Shh, don't tell her. Don't tell everybody that, man. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's gonna take them some time. Figure that out. Setting up my targeting system. I'm tweaking things on the fly because I added 2 more peripherals to my. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 peripherals. Not counting keyboard and mouse. Let's see if the targeting is working now. Nope. Why is that? Why isn't it working? Oh boy. Christmas. Should be under targeting. Yeah. Maybe that was the button I needed, right? Maybe that was the one. Let's see. Let me test it. Yep, that was it. It's working now. That was the one button I needed. All right, let's get back to work, man. I got money to make. UEC to make. Sorry. It's not money, UEC.
Fracturing mode on. Mining mode on.
But yeah, I think we should be getting excited a little bit for 4.7. The grinders. I think the grinders will be satisfied if they like the results, if they like that kind of gameplay. PvPers, not so much. I think the consensus is we need the flight model at some point. Chris said in Australia that they have a working model in Squadron 42. Now to kind of, I guess, slowly integrate it into the PU via testers, but they're further, they're still reiterating, making changes as we talk about the flight model, even though they have the working version in Squadron. Feedback can't be expressed by Evo or the selected testers. We'll see where that goes, but it looks like they're willing to dial it in and take the appropriate and objectionable feedback in the right way to deliver to the players in general a flight model that everyone can relate with or relate to. But will it please everyone? No, not at all. And then I think from there, keep building, keep working towards not just 1.0, but making this an experience that once you get in, it feels right, it plays right, it's consistent, the quality level off the charts. That's the goal. That's the focus. How we get there, I don't know. But what we need to do is just enjoy the journey when we can, speak out when it's necessary, be clear, keep the narrative clear, concise, do your homework on it, make it make sense. And I think from there we can just watch it grow and watch it progress. I don't think for a second that there's sabotage at bay. It's a scam or anything of that nature. It's just understanding that they want to do something no one has done before on this side of gaming, especially sci-fi gaming. To be the George Lucas on this side of creation in a game, I think it speaks for itself. It's definitely a cemented place in history for gaming for all time, for people to, 50 years from now, 100 years from now, people will talk about this. And at some point, AI and, procedural generations will mimic, if not surpass this, right? We know that. You put 25 years behind AI and, a few clicks there, and you got Star Citizen 5.0 via AI. So I would say enjoy it now and see, this is going to be the forefather for all space games going forward. And discovering the technology as we go, it would be part of history. We'll be a part of it too. We're all interacting with it, testing it, getting it to work. Okay, that's Lindenium. What is this rock? Torite agricium. As Admiral Kusanagi would say, agricium. I want that lindenium. It may be impossible. These are the new changes. That's a no. Will not budge. Ooh. Keep your head on a swivel, man. I'm gonna change one thing. I have the lamp tied into exit seat. Let me make that adjustment right now. Turn on. I love that problem they resolved with the flying on the dark side of the planetary moon bodies. The lamp technology, love it. Now I just got to separate it off of the same button with exit seat. I think it's cockpit. It may be cockpit. No. Is it under lighting? I'll get used to it. But it's like it's okay. It should be under lights for lamp, but let's see. It's a HUD display. Nope. White visor. Categories just thrown in. Now it's like I'm all over the place looking for it, but it's here. I would have thought maybe. View vehicle seats operator modes. Let's see. There it is, light. Toggle that. There we go. Go ahead and save it. Now I'm going to turn on lamp. You'll see it. There it is. It's working. You see how things are amplified. All right, let's see. Let's get some rocks, man. Oh, there's a Hercules. Is that Best in Show? Not anymore. Man, that's a salvage candidate right there. Is anyone in that thing, man, or is that a bait? Let's see.
Mining mode off.
Scanning. Oh wow, it'd have been a great candidate for the moth. Whew. Oh wow, great candidate for the moth to munch.
Fracturing mode on. Mining mode on.
I have not tried the moth yet. What is it? Multi-crewed, operational, technical. Let me get that, man. I hate that I don't remember that. Let's see. RSI. Let me see. What is it? Robert Space Industries. Okay, there it is. Moth. Let's get that acronym, man. I want to know it. I think it would have been on the splash page. Is this still on sale? Yeah, it's still on sale, man. Holy smokes. Doesn't give the acronym. What's the acronym? Okay, there it is. Multi-operator targeted harvester. Ah, feel better now. I feel better now. Yeah, we get a crew of us, man. We get on this moth and just make it happen. Yeah, one more day. March. That's going to be the 4.7 patch. So it's right around the corner, ladies and gentlemen. Right around the corner. I think they have everything necessary. They have all the tools. They have all the resources. There's no reason why they can't get that in 4.7. The inventory and the crafting systems. I think people are just gonna go nuts, man. At some point, the blueprints will become a thing. I think that's another thing where they have to take into account of all the materials we have or items, and then change them into this blueprint concept that ties into the crafting part of it. Big deal, right? I think that's another step towards base building and things of that nature, and things all things tied to base building. It's all right. I'm gonna get to right. I'm gonna look for some more valuables, I think. I think with 4.7, you know what okay, you all were watching, we were told that there's going to be a ship coming in a couple of months. We know it's origin base, but what about the ship they call the Forge, which is more on the crafting level? I'm wondering with 4.7 or somewhere between 4.7 and 4.8, will we see the Forge, which is a crafting based ship, once we get the crafting aspects locked in? I think its scale, the scale of the Forge will allow for larger materials to be crafted, I guess, or refined. And it's going to open the doors for that. Because they talked about the Forge, they announced the Forge. It's a crafting ship. It can pull resources from its landing gear, similar to what it's the little brother to the Pioneer. So it's a base for testing and seeing what will become of the Pioneer, right? Because the Pioneer will be able to land and pull resources out of its landing gear as well, but on a large, much larger scale. So yeah, somewhere along the lines, we'll see the Forge once crafting has been established in game. Also, I think Shimpasta mentioned, we talked about a little bit of, or I think Twix initiated the ore types. There's going to be just one type. And I think it speaks to also the characteristics of that ore, of its density, its strength, what type of energy you need to break it. And I think when you had that amalgamation of different material types or mineral types in one cluster, it confused the system. And I think that's a dynamic that will allow them to dial in the usage of the correct tools at the right time for the right mineral or ore. So that way, variations to the process can be applied, but also be applied if you're working as a multi-crude operation for mining. So each individual could have different tool types or be able to carry the tool types and change them out based upon what they find as far as the types of ore that's out there. So you need to have those one types, and then the adjustment will be on our side with the tools that we have, which will then encourage us to play multiplay in the aspects of mining for ore and things of that nature. I didn't say it 5 times. No, I'm kidding. I was having Shabbat. But I was just saying, we were talking about the dynamic of one ore type and aspects of why. I think it also could mean the types of how we approach with the certain tools we have and how to break it with certain type of tools. But here's the other dynamic part. Let's say that you're on a land-based operation and you have a land-based type of mining op, right? So you would have to go procure the elements or the ore to make variations of the mining tools at your home base. So if you come upon a new type, or a new type is generated, or it finds a new generation type, you may have to change out those parts as well at your home base, which could make for some interesting gameplay. And then you have them stored, and you have to manually switch them out for that particular ore or type. Yeah. So you gotta simplify it, in other words, to make it complex. At its base, it needs to be simple and carry a value, so you're able to scale it and then apply the variations of tools that you utilize and apply to the ore types that you find. To make for some very interesting gameplay. I think there was some conversation or something brought up about asteroid bases, and you look at what Genesis will become and how it's going to allow us to build bases on planets. So maybe certain types of asteroids will have that same tech that's incorporated with the Genesis tech to build your base. You'll find that type in certain asteroids, and you'll be able to, who knows, maybe Nyx itself is the basis. Maybe Nyx itself is the basis for that type of gameplay, base building, but with asteroids. You would just have to find that type. And unlike, finding your land prospect area, you would have to do a little more digging, a little more searching, a lot more searching out in space for that type of asteroid. And I think they could have some out there as a proxy, just to say it looks like a place where I can build a base, but it's not. It doesn't have the material that will support. Maybe in the narrative, certain material. It has to be a certain material type that's similar to the Genesis type that will allow you to create a base there, right? Or asteroid base. So I think with that said, that may open the door for us to see, or us to have asteroid bases or home bases. But I think once they start testing, of course they're testing it right now, base building, incorporate that tech out in space. And that way you can utilize it for base building in space, an asteroid. Now and then you would have to then incorporate, bring in the Pioneer and all those other base building ships to allow base building in space, an asteroid. I want to live in an asteroid. Back in the day, I backed for the AVG hangar module, which was all right. It was the Batcave. You knew that. It was the freaking Batcave, and I'm like, yeah, I gotta have that. So that could be a thing where, as opposed to living on the planet, you have an asteroid base. And again, for those who were concerned about the financials or how they were going to make money, that is never a problem, because no one would want just having the ability to make one base at a time, or the narrative would be, okay, you created one base, you want to move, you have to apply for it, and then you lose your initial base. I think it's a 100% consensus that we all want a number of bases, whether it means we have to grind and keep and pay the UEC for the upkeep and maintenance, so be it, but we want multiple locations. Obviously 100%, every one of us wants that, because you're an org. You want to have an org based location, you want to have your own private high security location, you want to have a location that's no security for industrial purposes only, to procure valuables like ore, and then just abandon it and leave it, and it just disappears. Or maybe if it's abandoned, maybe salvage can come in and scrap it and utilize the materials for it. That would be interesting. Hello, CIG. That would make for cleaning up the verse a great thing, because then it will be marked. Once it's designated that it's outside of the scope of maintenance, then it's red flagged, and then you can come and salvage the hell out of it. Why not, CIG? Cleaning up one location at a time. Incorporating that into the gameplay as well for salvage materials like that. Or the Pioneer can also do it as well, scrap it for materials. All the base building ships, that would be a mechanic where they can actually go to abandoned places that's marked as abandoned and procure those resources for actual base building. Why not? Why the hell not? Game theory crafting. 7. Let's make it happen, Cap. All right, let's see here. Asteroid type, what are you? I want that lindenium, but it says impossible. Recycling, yes. Place that into the industrialist gameplay mechanics, Scavenger. Right. So there's a ship that can basically recycle, or, maybe it's another salvage type or something of that. A reclamation ship. It breaks down old abandoned domiciles or bases, right, that are no longer or outside the scope of insurance, no security tied to it. Get it off the grid. Go to work, scavenger. Go to work. Put in the work. Yep. And you can sell those resources. Why not? There's another that bases the reclamation. I can't call that the reclaimer, but the reclamation by Aegis. right? That's a variant of the reclaimer, the reclamation. And basically it can break down those old abandoned bases that are out there and obscure, and then once the insurance or there's it red flags if you're no longer living there. Sorry for the squatters, but yeah. Call the ship the Repo. Oh yeah, man. It's endless. It's freaking endless. And people are like, "Oh, I want that ship. I gotta have that ship because then I can sell the material to the Pioneer and the what is it, the Forge, or any base building ship, the Galaxies, the Star Lancer, BLDs." Yeah. Again, these ideas just keep, they allow this to be a part of the game, and again, it's like what you want to do, and if you have this question mark in your head of what you want to do in the game, that means they're successful in their attempt of making this a game for just about everybody. It should be it's there's certain games that you go in and you know what you do, you know what you are, you know what you are supposed to do, you understand the narrative. And like Star Citizen is one of those things of I'm gonna jump into the game, what I'm gonna do today. Twix left or right, which way? Choices. There's some debris I'm looking at, and I'm like, damn, do I go back out and get the moth, or do I get the vulture, right? That wreckage, stuff like that, man. It's so many things you can do in this game, and it's got to get to a point where you're overwhelmed with choices, and that's a good thing. I say that with most positive statements of with the meaning of overwhelmed. You're overwhelmed with wonderful choices what to do or what you want to get into, and you have a player type. Probably I'm describing myself. What do you want to do in Star Citizen? Everything. You want it all. You want to do it all. Or should I say that's Chris Roberts? He wants everything in the game, man. And then, the reply to that is feature creep. You're a feature creeper. I think that was mentioned over in Australia. And I say, Chris says, no, it's not all me. Some of you too. Some of you are guilty of that too. I was like, he's right. Own it. He's like, you got me, man. Those backer goals. That was the start. Feature creeping, man. Oh, no barrel. Not only once the economy it says it's valuable or I need it in my crafting, then I'll go after that aluminum. And you know what? I hope that they do this. It's like the armor types. They're not generically speaking at its base. I want them to be unique at its base for material. So that way, for the narrative to make the server meshing tech work at its best, each armor type should have a unique identifier as far as its materials, right? If they can kind of spread out the material types for each armor or the armor types in its base, then it will then dictate where do you go to find it. And if they can spread those materials out on the furthest corners of the verse, then people, based upon the armor types that they have or utilize, there's a strong chance that it will make them spread out further, which will help, which will then ensure that server meshing, dynamic server meshing, works like a charm. Potentially. TM. TBD. But enjoy what you have right now. Enjoy the gameplay that you have. See what we have here. M-type. So I'm going to categorize. I saw S-type. I'm going to say sucks. It sucks. It's a sucks type. S-type. Until I find that a S-type has Quantanium in it, then I'll not use that as a marker in my mind, memory, to say it's a low grade ore. But they did have like with the, there was a ship or some sort of vehicle that does clean up or recycle. And it's, if you look on the website, there is like, if you have like what is that? You get people to join and they use your code. There's rewards. You'll see it on the rewards that there's a vehicle that they're making for cleanup and recycle. I was like, what? If that's not an incentive to have a unique ship. I think someone in chat talked about that there should be unique ships that you have to earn in game. And I think they probably answered that statement or request. Yeah, but I think at some point, yeah, you'll be able to craft variations of different manufacturers, kind of like what Gray's Market is doing right now. They're the new Drake. And I think no one is safe from them. In other words, you might have, you know, thumbed your nose up at the latest ship, but there's going to be some ship types that come that have a cross chassis amalgamation of certain ships, and you're going to look at it and says, oh my gosh, I got to have that ship. Now I wonder and question if they'll ever do that with salvage or the industrialist side. I don't know, man. It all depends. Never say never, but a combo salvage mining ship, that would be sick. But I don't know if they would do that, because they would just totally undermine the industry ships. Total undermining. As they stated, there's no jack of all trade type of ships. That would definitely make it that way. Make it that would definitely go from what they said they were going to do, and totally doing the opposite. I can't say never, but I don't see that anytime soon. It wouldn't make any sense to do that. It would undercut. It would just, oh my God, people would just go ballistic off of that. And I definitely understand why they would just go ballistics off of that. So I don't see that coming down the pipeline anytime soon. So you may as well just say no. What May is, what is that? Invictus, I believe. I think that's when we'll see the Ironclad and Ironclad Assault and the command module that works with it. So that means, does that mean that they need to upgrade the Caterpillar or gold standardize the Caterpillar so that to ensure that it's compatible with the command module? It's not just 2 ships, it's a total of 3 ships that that will require compatibility for that, to ensure that that thing works the way it's supposed to. Caterpillar, Ironclad Assault, and the Ironclad itself. Now, granted, now with that command module, do you think that they're going to go forward with more ships that incorporates the command module? That would be totally cool, man, to see that the command module connect to a different Drake type ship. Maybe a crafting ship. I would love to see that. The command module and having an industrial Drake crafting ship. Maybe mid-size that can support those ships. I would love to see that. Probably taking ore or something of that nature. We already have a medium salvage ship. Maybe Drake has an answer to the medium-sized what is it? Mining crafting ship, an industrialist ship, right? That utilizes the command module. Whew. That would be hard to resist that type of ship. That would be, oh my gosh. Kind of get it on the lines of the cutter, but utilizing the command module, but it can go out and do asteroid mining, but then it will craft some of that stuff. I don't know. I think that would be very, very hard to look away from that ship. And then if you already have the Drake brand, you're talking about having, and if you have those 3 ship types, and then that brings more value to the command module itself, where you can take that, you'll have that initial ship, do whatever you need to do, craft it, recycle it, have it move from one ship to the other, and then the command module disengages and connects to the Ironclad, and you take all the procured material and fly it to wherever you need to sell it. Man, what are you saying? What are you saying? I think one thing that people will not get enough of or get tired of is functional, great idea ships. Ships that will continue to allow them to play the game in different ways, in interesting ways. Can't get enough of it. See how you said, well, we just keep selling them. But they just have to ensure that the game is improving. That's the balance. That's going to be the balance. That's going to be the ace in their sleeves to make sure Star Citizen stays relevant new features, quality of life updates, knocking down those goals towards 1.0 and beyond. That's the sustainability. Damn, another Hercules Best in Show. Going in circles. Probably going in circles. Probably, yeah. Quite a few rocks. They want us to test it for sure. Here we go. What is a Q type? Let's see what a Q type is. We got a ship. Not a criminal, though. Don't have a crime stat, but that could change. Boras. Nope, 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 nope. See if he's moving or anything. Nope, he's just stagnant out there. Derelict ship, I suppose. Guess the next thing is grab the moth. Gotta remember the word harvester. Multi-targeted operating. Multi-operator targeted harvester moth. Multi-operated targeted harvester. I did like Benoit mentioning the SRV, the towing ship, that they're looking to allow gameplay and provide mission markers or generate mission generation of mission givers to alert the SRV that, hey, we have this ship out here, you got to move it and put it into the junkyard. I would say take it over to Lorville, man, and dump it in a location. So I said this so many times before. Or let it be not the central, but one of the main places where it's a dumpster dive. Lorville will take your junk because it's crappy anyway there. That's not what I would use. I would piss some people off, man. We'll take your crap. We'll take your... what is it? We'll take your because we take any time of the day. Lorville, working for you. Grab that stuff and dump it at a junk site, a grand dumpster dive. And the one thing that will bring people there is those parts and what they could use to break down and scavenge, salvage, whatever the case. Provide security or lower base security based on Lorville, but people can come and then just break down that stuff, utilize it, and of course Lorville gets their fees from it. You got to be licensed to be there, I guess. I don't know. But also, there's the positives of that, but the negatives would be the exposure to the acid rain. It's wear and tear on your ship, longer exposure. You're heavily using oxygen generation. Well, no, there's air there, but you want to filter in fresh oxygen due to the toxins that are out there in the air of Lorville. So I would love that gameplay. It would bring a unique dynamic to what Lorville is according to its lore. The toxicity that's in the air, and then the wanting of players being there to extract and salvage, right, materials, debris, breaking down, and even ships that are discarded that have gases and liquids in them, fuel liquids, right? Utilizing that, and I think it brings back the thing of handcrafted gameplay where you can maybe bring in tools that can extract that, finding out ways to do it by hand. I don't know, but maybe bringing in alien technology. You have a module in your hand, and then it siphons or it transfers the fuel from that device, transports it, right? There's alien technology that transports it and fills up this ship itself. Hand wavium arcade with the backdrop of, hey, it's alien tech, and make it work. Let's make it happen, Cap.
Extraction mode on.
It's basically using like jump gate technology that transports the fuel from that point of that device into the ship itself. Maybe Banu Tavarin could use it, or procured or stolen Vandal tech. Hey, come on, lore team. Hand wavium. Retcon that, man. Make it happen. That way you're not tethering a actual physicalized fuel hose, or you have to find the nodule, or the ship has to connect to that what is it, the module, or the opening of where the fuel is extracted. Something, make it work.
Fracture mode on.
Terranite. That's not going to budge. Holy smokes, that's not going to budge at all. Asteroid type here. What is it? What is it? What could it be? Oh golly gee, Quantanium for me? Not necessarily, but we shall see. Alright, let's see what we got here. Is that like a non-registered asteroid again? Let's see. Nope, it's there. To be or not to be, a rock for me that serves to my profitability.
Fracturing mode on. Mining mode off.
Yes, it could be bogus. It looks like it's bogus. Let's see, there's a E-type. That is the question. Yeah, I can definitely see probably in the next couple of weeks. Oh, that was a good one? Oh, well, yeah, I think people are going to go nuts with that new inventory system and refinery. They're going to go freaking nuts. But that's what the grinders need, because they're like, man, hardcore on this game. Being in it constantly and having something to do. But then the PvPers are going to be like, you forgot about me, Chris. So they need that flight model. Oh yeah, crafting for sure. There's going to be a ton of feedback with that when they initially bring it out. I guess that's why they wanted to refine it and get it up to snuff and get it out there early to backers for the feedback, because there's going to be a ton of conversation. And they better get ready, because there's going to be a lot of people more than ever getting into the game. Hence why you're seeing them really getting the optimizations in. It's going to be a lot of people playing
Extraction mode.
and grinding. Yes. Yes. I mean, and then at some point, people are going to get really good at it. And then there's going to be this, well, this is the go-to person. Their quality is right there. And I think they got to really put complexity into it, because you don't want everybody's materials at 98% of quality. You got to make it so where it's backbreaking, it's super grindy as far as getting it into the state of where it needs to be to get it in those high 90 percentiles. It's kind of like what the flight model is. There's the 1%. Unfortunately, there's the 1%ers. It's got to be a low percent of people that can get it in the high 90s. No doubt about it. If not, everybody's got a freaking lightsaber running around in the game. And then it's like, what's the point? There's no value to it. Value will diminish. I'm so open for that. For that high level of complexity to it. Unforgiving, like if you fail at it, then the baseline of quality is at the 70 to low 80 percentile, and you just roll with it. You can't. There's no, recalling it or rewinding it. High 70s, low 80s should be the baseline. But for the complexities and high skill levels. Those high 90s should be there for the 1%ers. I'm using that as a context of very few people, right, can get it to that. And it's not always consistent. It's just sometimes sheer damn luck can be a part of it.
Fracturing mode on.
Hopefully we can figure out the gameplay that will incorporate high complexities. Not breaking this. This is huge. Let's see. Yeah, the grinders are coming once they release that crafting. Crafting gameplay. Grind is real. Hangars are going to be full. Then could they come with a pre-set for base building? Maybe warehouse procurement. Maybe your stuff will be. You know what would be cool though for gameplay purposes? You know those big resource centers that's on the base. Elliot was talking about bringing that back into mission gameplay, but just daily functionality. Why not rent space in those huge facilities for your materials and bring people in that one point of dropping stuff off and stuff going down that way? You talk about potential for gameplay. And bringing in security to help you, so when you procure these inventory items or these materials, make those places a place where you store those materials that you have to come there and be there. And then have certain areas full. You have to go to another place. I don't know. It keeps people moving around, and as opposed to a large set of people stuck in one facility. They at time do not have space. Go to this facility, offload it for balance purposes, but make people start to store their materials there, and then have to come back and pick it up and all those things, just as a holding space. Because sometimes they're not going to sell it, right? You're not going to immediately sell it. You're going to utilize it for your repairs and materials that you have to fix stuff with. So it would make for some interesting gameplay for people to kind of travel to those resource stations or centers, Planet Moonside, make them go and drop it off. And I think, also allow for some or limited space at your home base, or let's say we get base building, have people come back to your Stantons and your Lorevilles for storage of that stuff, right? Storage facilities spread out, so then you have a reason to come back to those locations. Keeps people moving around. Keep the value of quantanium and hydrogen up.
Fracturing mode on.
Oh, I'm not gonna break that. That's 34K, man. Just testing though. To the other webs. '07, I send it. Welcome back. '07, sir. Yeah, we're another day closer to inventory and crafting. It's a thing.
Shield on.
It is a thing. 4.7, we won't see the Genesis system, but I'm thinking that's March, possibly May for Genesis. I don't know. We'll get hints like sneak peeks and things of that nature. If not May, there's July. If not, there's September. I think at some point we're going to see it this year. It all depends on how well they have it dialed in, how confident they are with releasing it earlier as opposed to later. But at some point this year, I think the Genesis Planetary Tech 5 would be nice. How much of it will we see? Is it just a portion that's there for Nyx and one of the new planets? I think that's another thing. Later in a few months, we'll probably see the new Nyx location, Nyx 1, I believe, or Nyx 2. I'm not sure. I think one is a gas giant, and then one is a planetary. Oh no, is it one is a toxic location? Lots of. Yeah, I think one is a. The best thing to do is look on the roadmap. One thing people aren't looking forward to is Death of the Spaceman. Expand personal hangar customization with new upgrades, layouts, and functional improvements. That should be very interesting. Probably here in locations, is it? Star Wiki. Let's try Star Wiki. Star Citizen Wiki. Oh shoot. Oh man. Here we go. Say Knicks. Knicks. Bullish Reds, Knicks. Okay, Knicks 3, it says, is an ice giant that holds a breathable atmosphere or any valuable materials. Knicks 1, high pressure atmosphere, thick clouds of acid and carbon dioxide make Knicks 2 not worth terraforming. There should be some wear and tear on your ship in that regard, and armor as well, hence why we're getting crafting and things of that nature. Being there is going to be possibly, more than likely, detrimental to not just your health, but just your materials and things of that nature. Causing repairs to your ship, especially like the outer hull. Yeah, thick clouds of acid and carbon dioxide. Yeah. Nix 1 is the coreless world that has been mined clean by the Gold Horizon Corporation. So Nix 1, I think that's the first one. Then there's Nix 2. It used to be Delamar. It's just Nix now. Nix 3 is the ice giant. Unless they retconned it a little bit. Cruise control it in. I think at some point we're gonna see those Vandal raids pop in that location where they're from, here and there, kind of be the NPC bully of this system. Target out here. Oh, that's that Hercules again. I think that's what was on the target. Let's see. Find something over here. Fill it up. Yeah, and then think with 4.7, we're going to have the, what is that, the Orson mission again? Ninetales Origin, or Orson. Mission packs 2 for Nix missions 2. New combat armor, light and heavy, is coming for 4.7. The Rock Cracker, QV breaker stations, implementing QV breaker stations in the Nix system throughout the Keeger belt. You know what though? I think with the rock breaker mechanic, I think it's kind of like the foretelling of the Orion. Is it the Orion? Yeah, it's got to be the Orion. These RSI ships. For some reason, it doesn't sound like it's right. It's Orion. Ships. Yeah, it is Orion. I did get it right. Yeah, I think that ship will kind of do what the Rockbreaker missions will do. Except that with that ship, you can kind of just go out there and find those large asteroid pockets of ore and just break those things on that same scale, or probably slightly under that scale. Hence why they're gonna keep it in game. But yeah, I think that's gonna be the case with the Orion. It's getting us closer to the possibility of having that ship and utilizing. I think once we already have crafting now. We have so when you and refining is coming on board. So you're talking about refining and crafting right there. That definitely opens the door for the Orion to be a possible roadmap candidate. Putting it on the candidate. I think maybe potentially next year. Potentially. Maybe the end of next year. Who knows? But the gameplay is getting closer to the Orion being a possibility. But before that, I think the Arastra will step in because they will have refining built into the ship. And so that's going to open the door for the Orion to be a possibility.
Extraction mode on.
I think that Arastra is going to change a lot. A lot of things with mining. Oh wow, look at that. Good haul. This is a good haul, man. My mistake was I should have analyzed all the fragments first, but I just saw the numbers and was like, oh. See, look at that. That's good. These are good numbers right here. And good material. Look at that. That lindenium, man, that's what's up. 5% right there, 51%. Oof, damn, that's good. Okay, right here. At 51% of lindenium. Excellent. 16% and 76% of it inert. No, thank you. 30% lindenium. Okay, that's a no-brainer. Full anyway.
Warning. Storage full.
Take it off the board.
Mining mode off.
Oh shit! I hit something. Oh damn! It gets real out here, man. I'm telling you, it gets real out here. Don't judge. Stuff gets real out here. Real out here. Real out here. Oh my gosh, too close. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to buff that out. I'm gonna have to buff that freaking out, man. Holy smokes. Damn. Whew. Here we go. Request is complete. All right. Headed in for the day. Look at that. Melinda mold treatment. Oh. That's right, the mold gameplay is in effect. See here, landing 700 in repair. I thought it would be more than that, but it's okay. All right, processing. Oy vey, oy. Love that music, man. Is this Pedro's score? I'm not sure.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System. Your vehicle has been moved to our storage facility. Next visit is again.
All right. Look at that. Teachers, grays, they get me confused, but I get it. Grays is really into the cross chassis manufacturing process or business. Teaches just selling of the parts.
Capsule got hit in a raid. Sella, their sister,
You
is
know,
moving back to
dealing with
Castro.
assholes.
Capsule now approaching
Got the
station.
bad town.
They're
Stand
throwing
clear
cash
of
for out
disembarking
there.
I'm
Passengers.
giving him every day a couple more
Conversation.
Currently kicking it.
The capsule will be leaving the station
I choose a
momentarily.
meaningful life over an easy life every time.
Equivalency ceremony last week, and it was just luck. Did her parents spend too much on it? Sure. But I get it.
Dropping all the way down.
That's how it goes, right?
Disembarking passengers.
Safety notice. Please follow designated routes and refrain from approaching the tanks.
I think this is
Wow, completed. 55 minutes, right? I'm going with the pyrometric chromalysis. Pyrometric chromalysis. Very low speed, low cost, high yield. That says me.
Let's make it happen, Cap. It's about that bottom line, man.
Aluminum is in that process. 1 hour. So different materials take more time.
Safety notice. Please follow designated routes and refrain from approaching the tanks.
See if I can collect it at Levski. No, I'm gonna. Oh no. I'm gonna pull a ship and then collect it from the ship. Let me get rid of this inert material. Ooh-wee. All right. And it's almost like insulting, but it's like you gotta remove it or it's gonna pile up and take space on your ship in the containers, and you don't want it there. All right.
Capsule now approaching station.
All right,
Stand clear
capsule.
of disembarking passengers. The capsule will be leaving the station momentarily.
I'm helping out with public sanitation this week. So I get the pleasure of waking up at the crack of dawn and cleaning out the latrines.
Well, I choose a meaningful life over an easy life.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
Okay, let's see here. What ship do I need to do my cargo running with? Why did? Why wasn't the tat there? Starlancer Max 224. Are they forcing us to drop it off at the station and then you move it to the ship? Let's see.
I just don't get these outfits. I was supposed to do a run out to the supply depot over
I gotta go back and check. Maybe I didn't do the pull down, but I have ships. 07 February. It's Friday, sir.
You don't say.
Yes, I do say, Jared.
So this is probably just a rumor, but you've said that.
Capsule now approaching station. Stand clear of disembarking passengers.
I mean, that can't be true.
The capsule will be leaving the station momentarily.
I need to spend some time on my gear. It's been too long since I've got a
You're looking good. Been up to much?
Momentarily.
I should have did the pull down or tested it. So I have ships that can carry the ore.
Please follow designated routes and refrain from approaching the tanks.
There we go. Duh. Huh? Processing. It says 0 minutes though. Oh, this might be bugged, man. 0 minutes, 0 time remaining is zeroed out. Yeah, there's a this is a bug. See, I do. It's a bug because it's done. This is new.
Safety notice. Please follow designated routes and refrain from approaching the tanks.
Over here, see. See, one completed work order is waiting for you, and one is currently processing. So,
We stay on this path. I swear we're on. I never forget one make a living, but this feels personal.
I sure hope that works out.
maybe it's a text bug only. Stop and collect. Stop what? Okay, I'm just gonna have it delivered. Start to fill it up. All right. Waiting. I'll be waiting for the next thing to fill up. But meantime, I'm gonna break here, y'all, and I want to stream this weekend. Definitely want to stream this weekend. I'm gonna take a break. I got some things to do. Get some things in order, but I'll be back and talk some things, do some gameplay. I gotta get some armor, man. I want that, some of that armor. I definitely want to go for that. Finish cargo running this ore, but I'll be reaching out to y'all and hanging out a little bit. I definitely want to get some time in this weekend. Maybe tonight, but I got some things to do, got some work to do for sure. But definitely Saturday, for sure. 07s, always a pleasure, y'all. Good seeing you. See me in Discord. I'll be hanging out. 07s, all the best, all the best. Yeah, 4.7 on the way.
Please follow designated routes and refrain
It is
from
on
approaching
its
lanes.
way. All right, y'all. I will see you in a bit. We're back.
takes all night, but before we do that, let's crash into that. We can do it right. If it takes all night, but before we do that, let's crash into that. We can do it right. If it takes all night, but before we do that, let's crash into that. We can do it right. If it takes all night, but before we do that, let's crash into that. Let's crash into that. Let's crash into that.
Let's make it happen, Cap.